Hey, welcome. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. As we go through the book of Numbers, we are starting chapter 21 today. And it's just what I'm reading today is the first 3 verses. I know, it's only like 3 verses. Amazing. As we go through Numbers here, you're going to see this constant up and down, okay? The people obeying God and serving Him and doing what He asks, and then them falling into sin, complaining, and not doing what He asks. It's a constant battle with them, constantly going up and down. Obedience, disobedience, obedience, disobedience. You find that throughout the Old Testament, that the people of Israel are like that. Judges it has kind of a cycle to it where they are following God and everything's going well. Then they stop following God, worship idols, and God allows them to be taken captive or become part of another nation. And then they cry out to God for help, and He helps them, and they serve God, and it's that constant cycle. Now, the reason I bring that up is because you're asking yourself probably, why is it that we have to study this, and why is it these people are so bad? They're constantly, turning away from God, then they're following God, then they're turning away from God, then they're following God. The reason it's like that is because we're like that, okay? We are guilty of, we're so in love with God one day, and then the next day we fall into sin, okay? And it can happen. It happened to me today. Fall in love, I'm serving the Lord, going to church and everything, and then come home, and someone cuts me off in traffic, and I have those evil thoughts like, oh, I wish you would die because you cut me off in traffic, and so forth. So that constant battle is going on in our lives, and God has given us here in the Old Testament these examples to show us we're not alone in dealing with this. The people have been dealing with this for a long time, and so and when you start to be all cocky and think, well, I'm serving the Lord, and God bless me, I'm perfect, okay? When you start thinking that way, you're in trouble, okay? You have to start out with the premise that I was born a sinner, and I'm full of sin. I'm a carnal man, and it's only through the redemptive work of Jesus that I can be clean before our Father God. Okay, and so when we get all cocky and think, "Oh, I'm perfect and everything is going fine with me," then when that happens, that's when we start to fall. Okay, and you're sadly deceived when you think that you're a man without sin. All right, so this what I want you to see from this kind of long introduction to this whole thing is this. In this story, it's entitled, "What Will Your Response Be?" You're going to see God allowed some of those people to be captured, and what was their response going to be? Were they going to cry out to God and say, God, we hate you because you allowed this to happen? Or are they going to cry out to God and say, hey, God, we need your help here, and we are committed to you? And that's what they did. They said, we need your help, and we are committed to you. 2 things right there. So let's read here today. Finally, we're going to be reading from Numbers 21, verses 1 through 3. It says this. When the Canaanite king of Arad, who lived in the Negev, heard that Israel was coming along the road to Atharim, he attacked the Israelites and captured some of them. Oh no, he's captured some of the Israelites. The Israelites are thinking, oh, we're serving the Lord, everything is going fine. But some of them were actually captured here, all right? So let's see how Israel is going to respond. You could respond in 2 ways. You could go, oh, God, I hate you. Why'd you allow this to happen? And complain to God. Like, oh, we should have been back in Egypt where everything was fine and dandy. Or they could respond the proper way and say, God, we are trusting you and we are committed to you. Let's see what happens. Verse 2. Then Israel made this vow to the Lord. If you will deliver these people into our hands, we will totally destroy their cities. Okay? When it says here totally destroying their cities, that meant totally destroying their cities. They would be leveled. There would be nothing left. It would all be burned. Some of the wealth and stuff would go to the tabernacle, it would go to the Lord. But they were going to destroy everything here. Verse 3, the Lord listened to Israel's plea and gave the Canaanites over to them. They completely destroyed them and their towns, so the place was named Hormah. Okay? Real simple there. My question to you is this: what will your response be? The Lord gives us challenges. He allowed the Israelites, some of them, to be captured here, and you saw what their response was. My challenge to you is, what will your response be when something happens to you? Will you be mad at God and in a rage at God for allowing that to happen, or will you cry out to God, ask Him for help, and be committed to God? It's up to you. Okay. Hopefully you'll be committed to the Lord and asking the Lord for help. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through the book of Numbers. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.